This is Matt Law from Flamingo Logic here with Jess as well. We're just doing an introduction video or introductory demo more to AbilityERP. There is a value proposition video, so maybe watch that one first if you haven't watched it, which goes through all of the features of the system and the value that it can offer. This one is just going to take you through actually the system itself and just some of its key features. So we'll start by just logging in. Brilliant. Okay, so here's the home screen. Basically, there's various widgets, which are the boxes that are appearing on that home screen. Any role or user can have a different or custom or configured home screen. And that's because this is a system that can pretty much do any area of your organization, particularly with the level to which you can customize it. You can use this to really direct all of the tasks that a person needs to do for your organization. So the top left widget there is a real good example of that, where you can configure and add as many of those as you need. Any change in the system data can be basically trigger a document being shown under one of those what we call document status indicators, and that directs the user to what they need to do that day. So you can see there they've got my support locations as an example, or my incident reports to process, or my requests. And a request is a task, so that's a task for action or approval. And you can break that down even any further you want. So you could have just my requested an action, my requested a decision, for example, or even break it down into the type of actual task it is. You got your calendar there, which you can put appointments on and so on. And you can show date-based requests on there too. We've got a dashboard there as an example that you can bring into the home screen. You can create and configure any level of dashboards you want. In this case, this is an integration with the open source Meta-based business intelligence tool, which is a really quite advanced business intelligence tool. But here it is just embedding dashboards. So we've got dashboards there on incident management. Obviously, the user can configure the start and end date of that and can filter in various other ways. You can provide links to dashboards as well. So in the widget below, we can click on that and take us to a more thorough dashboard with multiple charts on it. And again, you can click on that and you can filter on that. And you could have different dashboards relevant to different roles and relevant to different users as well. So if we go back on the home screen. Brilliant. We've got a training video on there as well. So you can do we really like just-in-time training. So you can do training videos specific to your organization and actually embed them on the home screen as well. And then you can switch in and out based on whatever training you want to target at a particular point in time. Brilliant. So, and that covers most of the options on the home screen. One thing we didn't mention was just links as well. So you could put links on there to your policy site, for example, or any other website or so on that you want to link to. And again, you can change that in and out depending on what you want to direct users to at any point in time. All right, so we've done role-based dashboards, DSIs, training videos, site links. Great. So now we might go into just a window itself. And the example we'll use. So we use the terminology of support receiver for a person receiving care. That's just really because a lot of organizations, they either use customer or client. So we've gone with neither, I guess. But if you were to use this system, you can absolutely change the name of that to what suits you. All right, so we're going to use this to show you really some of the menu options and the window structure. So it's a very data-focused system, which is really great for assisting everyone to really understand the data and all of the relationships of the information within your organization, which becomes really crucial as you digitize more and more. So the header window we're looking at here contains a single record information on our example here of Bernadette. And as you can see, this is really configured to the information that you typically collect on somebody you are providing care to. Now, if we click on the detail, sorry, actually, we just show some groupings first. So give you an example of how you can group information. You could add any other new fields to this that you wish, or simplify it by hiding or removing any fields. At the end of every window there, we put an audit section as well. So basic audit information, who created it, who updated it, and the date and timestamp of that. You can mark something as active or inactive, which we use as a form of soft delete while keeping the information in the system. If we click on the detail record, what this shows here is information that references our support receiver, Bernadette, but we put information here where it's perhaps more than one record that can be referenced. So the examples of that type of information are alerts, activities, which would include progress notes and case notes, updates against goals, BP associations. So the term business partner is really an alternative term for stakeholder. One of the real pros of the system is you can collect information on any stakeholder and perform various processes with that. So here we are able to reference all of the stakeholders that Bernadette has a relationship with and actually specify the nature of the relationship itself. So a good example here, if you don't have to enter in the same doctor every single time against every customer or client that uses that doctor. You can create them once and then just form the relationship with all of the people that use that doctor. Same with legal guardians. Another good example would be plan managers, support coordinators, so on. You can have many locations as well. All of the different tasks, actions for actions and approvals be shown under that request tab, so you can see exactly. Really good if you're taking a call from a customer and you want to see exactly what the last action was or the series of actions that the most recent, to enable you to, I guess, have a far more informed conversation with that client and not repeat information they've already passed on. So restricted practices, consent legal orders, and plan assessments. Now, another way of just seeing information that is referencing another piece of information in the system is to use the zoom to, which is on the top in the menu options. So here we can see there's 2 support locations referencing Bernadette. There's actually even an animal in the system that references Bernadette. So you can have pet management plans even and put those against animals, which gives you an idea of the breadth of the system. But there you can see another way of seeing records in the information in the system, sorry, that reference support receiver. Sorry, Jess.
No, I was just saying, we'll just click on it and show you, I guess, the benefit of seeing that here as well. So you can see there's 2 support locations there. When you click on it, it'll open up those 2 support locations that have been referenced in that location section. So you can then get the detail on that record as well.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Okay, and then this is probably a good point to go through the menu options as well. So you can create different search criteria in the query there. And you can open up your search itself and use the basic lookup record section or the more advanced section, where you can enter in certain equal to, greater than type criteria to limit the records that are being shown.
You can save those as well as a saved query up there. So once you enter that detail in, you can name it, save it, and it will be in that drop down every time you go to that window as well.
Brilliant. You got standard features, add new records, copy records, but the change between grid view and single record view is one that will be used a lot. So here we're in single record view and here we're in grid view. So now we're looking at more than one support receiver. And you can actually configure the columns there that are shown for your own personalized view as you log in and out each time to this particular window.
With that customized bar there, and it's as simple as dragging and dropping the fields in the order that you'd like them to appear. And that one is now visible.
Cool, and there's also channel on the top there. So if you want to add any chat, really just free text, high level free text against any particular record, you can do that and save it. You've got document management system built in as well. So we can add, documents against any record. So either the header record here, which is the main window, or even against any records held within that tab structure as well along the bottom.
Example here is an attachment of a consent form that has been referenced as well.
And so there's full audit functionality in the system. So we click on the audit log. You can see a full series of the last updates that were done in the system, who did them and what was changed.
And another cool feature that you can do in here as well is click on the timeline, and that's where you can really look at the timeline of the record. So you can see when it was created and every instance that an action or a group of actions were complete. If multiple things were done in the one saved event, you can see them as a group as well.
Brilliant. And then lastly, just on the top there, we can look at just requests. We'd cover requests is a huge function, so we'd cover that in more detail. But just to give you an idea, you can create a request for, which is really a task, on the record itself. And the reason we would just want to show that is, and by the way, this can be simplified, this window, so you don't have to use all of the fields that are not relevant to your organization. But if we have a look at the references section, what we really want to show here is that it will reference the exact record that it was created on, which is really good for one, just locating requests and what they relate to, and for reporting all of the different human created actions and approvals that are generated. Brilliant.
When you're on the request, sorry, you can also just use this record ID button. It will take you to that record the record was created from. Excellent.
Also, lastly, we just have a look at the tooltips. Oh, sorry, quick info. Let's do quick info.
Excellent. We might jump into the support plan, and that will give you a really good indication of the extent you can use tooltips. Oh, sorry, the quick info for as well. So we'll just go in.
There we go. Yeah, so here we got the support plan or the group. So you've got the header window there, the support plan. And actually, then you've got goals and risks. You can have many goals and many risks against the support plan. But on the right-hand side there, we can bring in information from other areas of the system as well. So other data in the system that references this support plan. So it's a support plan for Bernadette, for example, and we can bring in there Bernadette's emergency contact, primary contact, and some basic details on Bernadette as well into that quick info. So you don't have to be moving between the different windows in the system to access information that you're likely to want to see when reviewing a particular record. And then you can even bring in dynamic information. So you can have like a number of records, for example, and that will dynamically validate and update based on changes in the system. Or you can have links as well, like we saw to even get here, which is how we got to the support plan in the first place. You might have noticed we could use that in the quick info. So really good. And then tooltips and so on in there as well. Can update by field, and that can just be used to direct a user while in the system. So just in time direction and learning on what they need to do. And on that note, we could actually show, placeholder text too, maybe on the incident as an example.
Just jump over to the incident report where we can have a good example of that.
Oops, go for it, Jess.
No, I was going to say, so here is an example of what we call placeholder text. So this text will be in any field, and it can be added to any field and will only be visible until it is replaced with real data that has entered.
Brilliant. So we can use that to guide somebody through an incident. So you could give them more guidance on, for example, on what occurred before the incident. You could add some just dot points in there to guide them through that. Brilliant. Okay, and then lastly, just info window.
All of those windows.
So
we'll go down here.
Yeah, go for it. You go for it, Jess.
Yeah, we'll just go down here to the views on the home screen. Again, can be customized, but for the support manager role, we just have an example of product info. So open that one up, and you can see here there's a set of searching criteria that can be used to filter out any data that you might want to look at. So this window is, mainly for viewing information that already exists.
Yeah, and the search criteria at the top there stays, so it's really nice for just moving between different records based on constantly updating the search criteria there. And really, it's just an example of the level to which you can create different types of windows. Another example would be a view that we'd cover in another session, or even pure code-based windows. But there's a lot you can do to create specific windows targeted at a specific purpose, really to automate or make it a lot more efficient for the users performing those tasks. Brilliant. So that's a bit of an intro demo to AbilityERP and just really an overview of the home screen and some of the key features. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.